what killed the SoundCloud era? Yes, another SoundCloud era video. Cause that's like the only videos y'all seem to want to watch. So I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about the SoundCloud era again. Fuck it. But yeah, like we talking about the SoundCloud, what killed it? I feel like two things kind of killed slash derailed the ended the SoundCloud era. First thing, the obvious TikTok. TikTok blew up like late 2010s. That's right when the SoundCloud era kind of started. You know what I'm saying? Started, you know what I'm saying, declining and shit. So people started just going on that app. Plus, like, let's be real, like, SoundCloud was never really the most stable app. I remember I was like 15, I think. They was about to go like, what's that? Yeah, that was when I was like 15. The app was when we like get shut down or some shit. It was like they was going bankrupt. SoundCloud was never a stable app too. That's another thing. So yeah, I think I know a chance he had to like he like back in 2017 he like donated a bunch of money or gave SoundCloud a bunch of money to keep them afloat. So shout out to him for that. But like yeah, SoundCloud was never the most stable app. So that's like the main reason. Well, that's the second main reason why I feel like that era, the SoundCloud era, why that shit never like lasted that long. But the first reason, I may sound like a conspiracy theorist saying this, don't care. The fucking labels. Twist the World, shout out to Twist the World. He brought this up in like one of his older videos. I believe this happened. Cause at first the labels didn't pay attention to the SoundCloud wave. Like when it 2015, I want to say 2014. That's not the. In my opinion, I said this before. To me, the SoundCloud era is from 2015 to 2019. That's how I look at it. In my head canon, that's yeah. In my head canon, that's the SoundCloud era. Some people may say it started earlier. I'm like no, cause 2014, what you had like bones in them, but they wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like when people think about the SoundCloud era, like no disrespect to Bones and Xavier Wolf and all them. Honestly, fucking Xavier Wolf, cause he kind of a piece of shit. So whatever. But like Sesh Hollow Water Boys, Young Lean, like shout out to them musically. But like when people think of the SoundCloud era, they think Uzi, X, Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like they think of them, Trippie Redd, Lil Peep. They think of them. So like I say, like in my like I said in my head canon, SoundCloud era is from 2015 to 2019. Like 2015, you could tell like I just watched Double XL. They did the documentary on the 2016 freshman class. It was a good documentary. Y'all should check it out. Look at that class in 2015. You could you could tell labels did not was not paying attention to that shit. Cause fucking why was Kid on that freshman class in 2015, bro? Then bro, if y'all know who Kid is, he a rapper from New Orleans, bro. That nigga was on fucking Mrs. Officer. That song came out in '08. I remember that song. Why I'm like I always wondered that. Why the fuck was this old ass? That nigga was a super quadruple senior. Like that nigga is not no fucking freshman. But like yeah, you could tell 2015. Like you could tell like by that class, they wasn't paying attention to what was going on like in the underground. Cause like they had like I mean you had like Mako on there, RPOG Mako, but like you had like Dej Loaf, Fetty Wap. I think Sean Glizzy was on that list. Vince Staples was on there. You could tell they was still like they wasn't really paying attention to the underground scene. Then 2016 happened. Me personally, I really say 2017. I feel like that's when the labels really started like, okay, what's going on with these kids with the music? Like they just popping out of nowhere. That's when I really feel like labels started paying attention to them, cause that's when they started introducing. This is real. The fucking fake like Jumex, Jumex Kid Boo. That was like 2017, 2018. That's when I feel like the labels was like, alright, I don't know, we don't know what's going on with these kids popping out these different states out of Florida, Georgia, Chicago, wherever the fuck they was coming from. Like I don't, they probably was like, I don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with these kids, but we gonna try to like make some money off this shit. But yeah, I really feel like the labels. This the main reason why SoundCloud era died off, bro. Like I said, they was started making fake industry plans. They was trying to create like fake SoundCloud artists. They was either doing that or like Twist the World brought up, they was signing the artists and like shelving them, which they did do. Like why you think even now like in the underground and shit, like I might make a video on this, but like, I feel like a lot of people I might make a video on this. A lot of new like underground artists aren't actually underground, cause like Osama Son is signed. Next spin is signed, bro. A lot of these dudes, like I don't consider them underground anyway. Like Osama Sinisman, Chi, all them signed to a label. Like, and they have like a million fucking streams. Like I feel like at this point, underground means like aesthetic or like sound, but not like an actual like popularity. That doesn't mean like underground doesn't mean you're not mainstream that or like you're not that popular, not that known. It just means that's how I look at underground. I look at underground as an aesthetic, just me personally. But let me get back on track. Boom. So now you got fucking the labels. I think they were scared. That's the reason. Look, back in the 2000s, I do my research. Shout out Turismo. Back in the 2000s, piracy. That shit was at an all time high. Fucking LimeWire and all that shit. That's how most people listen to their music. Then shit like iTunes came out. Bro, I really feel like labels, once they feel like the music, like the big label execs that control, that run the music industry and shit, I think once they feel like they don't have control over this shit no more, they start doing little shit. Cause like the SoundCloud era, that came out of nowhere. That shit was rebellious as fuck. They didn't need a label. I remember they had a clip. Speaking of Xavier, he a piece of shit, but like speaking of Xavier Wolf, there's a clip. He really had the, I think it was like a Vlad. He was on Vlad a few years ago. It was a clip he had to explain to them like he was getting paid off of SoundCloud. They didn't know, like them labels, bro. Them major labels, they didn't know what the fuck was going on with SoundCloud. She's like, well, y'all, you getting paid off of this? Like they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Granted, because they ran by like a bunch of old white people. I got a whole video talking about that too. If you black, bro, if you're melanated, do not sign to a label. They're gonna fuck you over, especially for the 360 deal. Even the 50-50 deal, I wouldn't suggest that. If you sign a distribution deal, that's cool. But like all the other shit, nah, don't do that. But let me get back on track. But yeah, I really feel like what killed the SoundCloud era, major labels, the powers that be that run these labels, they saw what was going on with the SoundCloud era. A bunch of young artists coming up that didn't need them. They felt threatened, so they was like, "Know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sign some of them, shelve them, or we're gonna just create our own industry plans, or we're just gonna create our own little bootleg SoundCloud artists." And but people caught on though, like niggas not stupid. Like people like I knew Jumex and Kid Boo were like that wasn't. I'm like, nah, there's something about this feel inorganic, soulless. I could smell the label behind it. Nigga could, I could smell the label behind that shit. But yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. That's what I feel like. Those are the two major things that I feel like end up killing SoundCloud. And yeah, fuck a label.